Hi everyone, CFL Park Hopper here at Disney's Hollywood Studios Park. And we're here today because a lot has been going on here. New rides have been opening, new lands have been coming, and they have new fast pass tiers, boarding passes, all kinds of stuff that's different. So we got to talk today about how to best plan your 2020 trip to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Let's get started. Okay, so this park has become extremely popular. The Star Wars Land Galaxy's Edge opened here at the end of August, and it has two brand new rides, as well as experiences like building your own lightsaber, building your own droid. You can, just live your Star Wars experience here at this land. And so this park has become extremely popular, and it is extremely popular first thing in the morning because their newest ride, Rise of the Resistance, the only way to ride it is to get a boarding group. And you have to do that through the My Disney Experience app. And you must be in the park to do it. And it opens, the boarding groups open, I should say, right when the park opens. So if the park opens at 8 a.m., boarding groups go live right at 8, and they go within a minute. A minute, folks, I'm telling you. Sometimes within seconds, those boarding groups will be gone. So the only way to ride Rise of the Resistance is to come here early in the morning, crack of dawn, and be here inside the park so you can get your Rise of the Resistance boarding group. Now, you won't get to pick your time. It's going to be random. It's a complete lottery system. So you just have to be in the park and ready and prepared to do that. It is the most popular ride, I would say, in all of Walt Disney World right now. It is the best ride, I would also say, in all of Walt Disney World. The ride technology is absolutely amazing. It is just an experience. It's not just like get on a ride vehicle. There is so much more going on. So I highly suggest plan ahead for at least one day of your trip that you're going to be at Hollywood Studios before it opens. I almost suggest getting to the park like about an hour to 45 minutes ahead of time. Reason being, so you have time to park your car, get it through bag check, get inside, and that kind of thing, and be ready when it opens. Now, once you have your boarding group, the rest of the rides here do Fast Pass. 3 of them are on what we call Tier 1 Fast Pass, and the others are on Tier 2. So you can get 3 Fast Passes, we know, a day per park. And so for whatever day you choose to get Fast Passes for Hollywood Studios, you can get 1 Fast Pass in the Tier 1, and the other 2 are going to be your Tier 2. Brand new, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway right here at the Grauman's Chinese Theater. It actually officially opens tomorrow to the public. They're having a media event here tonight. So it's not quite open yet, but this is going to be open tomorrow, and this will have Fast Pass. And in fact, it's already been open to resort guests to book their Fast Passes for this. And this is one of the Tier 1 rides that you can get. So if you're interested in riding the brand new Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, you've never ridden it before, get a Fast Pass for that. And I'm going to keep walking here. We're going to head to Galaxy's Edge so you can see the new Star Wars area. One of the other Tier 1 Fast Passes is in Galaxy's Edge. It's the other ride that's in Galaxy's Edge called the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So that is another one of the Tier 1 Fast Passes. So you're going to have to choose either Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway or Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. You can't, unfortunately, get both. So you're going to have to get one or the other. And the third one is Slinky Dog Dash over in Toy Story Land. So I'm going to take you past each one, and you might say to yourself, well, how do I choose? Well, I think you're going to have to go with your interests on this. So right now, I haven't been able to get any of them. So if you are staying on resort property, you can book Fast Passes 60 days out. And I suggest that you book your Fast Passes at 7 a.m., 60 days out from your trip. And the easiest way to get Fast Passes at the hard-to-go places, which right now is this park, I would say is the hardest, is to book this park near the end of your trip. Book backwards. Because let's say you're staying for 10 days. On the first day of your 60 days out, you can book all 10 days. So I would go to the back of your trip first and book backwards, because people who are already booking may overlap with the beginning of your trip, if that makes sense, and those passes already may be gone for the beginning of the trip. So now with that being said, you're going to choose which one based on interest. So Slinky Dog is a roller coaster. Some people are going to like that, others aren't. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is an indoor dark ride. It's going to be a slow moving ride. I know it sounds like railway and it sounds like it's going to be a fast. It's not going to be a fast ride. So if you're interested in just slow indoor moving things, that may be of more interest to you. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is, it's a simulator type ride. So, and it's an interactive ride. You have to be doing something, like you're either the pilot or the engineer or the gunner. And so you're going to be pushing buttons or actually flying the Millennium Falcon. So, you know, some people are going to be more interested in that manual, hands-on type interaction and others aren't. So I would say go with your interest, go with your family's interest. If you have young children, it's going to depend. There's a height requirement for Slinky Dog Dash. It's not a very big height requirement. I want to say maybe it's around 40 inches. We'll go over there in a minute and check it out. But maybe they're not quite to that level of wanting to ride a roller coaster yet. So then you might want to go with the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I also think Smuggler's Run is kind of a complicated ride for young kids. It's kind of hard to get a 3-year-old to pilot a Millennium Falcon perhaps and really be engaged in what's going on. So I don't know, you know, it's like everyone's a Star Wars fan to some extent, but you know, I don't really think it's a ride that's really geared really for young kids. It's kind of a, you know, at least 5 or 6 years old I think would be more interested in it. They do have to sit in their own seat and the seats aren't right next to each other either. It's definitely designed like the Millennium Falcon cockpit. So I've seen young children kind of be a little timid and scared on that. So that could be an idea as you're getting prepared to pick fast passes. But we're heading into Galaxy's Edge real quick. So I'm gonna divert and let you look around a little. And the first thing that we come to when we come inside of Galaxy's Edge is the Rise of the Resistance. This is the entrance area for Rise of the Resistance. You must already have the boarding pass on your Magic Band and your time must be called to go and scan through here and to be able to board the ride, which is right over here. So back to that boarding pass, I'm going to divert back to that real quick. When you hit join a boarding group early in the morning, you will get a boarding group number and you'll be able to keep tabs on that boarding group throughout the day. If you're under boarding group 20, plan to be very early in the morning. If you're between 20 and 40, plan to be kind of mid-morning. 40 to 60 could be like, you know, the noon hour. 60 to 80 afternoon, you get my idea. This is tentative because sometimes the ride is breaking down. It is new, it's very new technology. So that may delay the boardings. Otherwise, it may be running, you know, real quick and on time and efficient one day, and they may get very far into the numbers. So you'll just have to see. But you can leave the park. So if you come early in the morning and you get your boarding group and it's like boarding group 84, you could leave, go home, go back to your hotel, take a nap, and then come back. You have sometimes between an hour and a 2-hour window, depending. You'll just have to see on your app. It'll give you a time where you have to be back, or you could be park hopping. So keep that in mind. So back to our fast passes. If you want to, you know, go ahead and get your fast pass and Rise of the Resistance done on the same day, that's probably very common that most people would want to do them all on the same day and be here at this park one day. Don't feel like, well, I don't know when to book my fast passes because I don't know my boarding group. It's easy to work around the boarding group, I think, with the rest of the day that you already have planned. So if you have fast passes booked, you make food reservations, let's say, I think it's easy to do all of those things and still be able to accommodate your boarding group time. Because like I said, you'll typically have an hour to 2-hour window to come back, and you'll see, you'll be able to follow along with the boarding groups throughout the day too and kind of get the flow of how things are working. If for some reason it did completely conflict with your food reservation or your fast pass, I'm sure they would accommodate you at guest services if you go and let them know. So I'm gonna head over to where the Millennium Falcon ride is so you can see that real quick. We're just kind of walking around where the shop areas are. Like over in here is where you can build your droid, the droid depot. And over in here is where you can build the lightsaber. They also have really fun places to eat here with very unique food. Right up here at the top of the steps. They have some like interesting popcorn and different drinks and sandwiches and stuff like that in this area in the market.
I know, yeah.
If you're a Star Wars fan, this store here, Doc Ondor's Den of Iniquities, has a lot of great merchandise. And Docking Bay 7 is their other quick service sit-down restaurant in here. It's quick service, it's counter service, but you can sit down and relax for a little bit. Here is the Millennium Falcon, life-size. And over here is where the ride is for Smuggler's Run. Now, another way that you could go about picking fast passes, if you don't have young children, let's say, your children are older or you don't have children at all, this ride has a single rider line. Right now, the standby line is 45 minutes, so later in the evening is going to be better. Early in the morning, everything here is going to be packed due to everyone arriving to get boarding passes. So if you can get your boarding group for Rise of the Resistance and it's for later in the day, then I suggest leaving this park unless you're able to get fast passes and come back later. Because around 5 in the evening, this is a 45-minute wait. That's not bad. And the single rider line then should in theory be less than that. Okay, so that's one option for riding this. Slinky Dog Dash, I believe right now in the Toy Story Land is like posting a 55-minute wait. Early in the morning, that posts like around 2 hours because everyone jumps in line. So again, with you only being able to pick one of these rides as your fast pass, I would suggest trying to do these top tiered passes later in the day for the ones that you don't get. So you can only get one. You're probably only going to get one if you're staying at a hotel. If you're coming and you're not staying on Disney property and you can't book your fast passes till 30 days out, annual pass holders are in the same boat. We can't book till 30 days out. I have yet to be able to get a fast pass. I have tried several times to get on 30 days out at 7 a.m. and the top tiers, all three are already gone. They're only offering me the bottom tiered passes at that point. So I'm just trying to give you some options. I would come more in the evening and do some of these other rides. Now, if you do your boarding group for Rise of Resistance, in theory, you can jump in line for one ride. Hey, Kylo Ren's over here. Let's see what's going on.
I see them as right over here.
What's the name?
Clear the way. Over.
So very unique experiences happen here all the time in Galaxy's Edge that you can be prepared for. But as I was about to say, once you get your boarding group, or while you're waiting for your boarding groups to drop, you can already rope drop rides. And so you could choose Slinky Dog, Mickey or Minnie Runaway Railway, or Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run to be your rope drop ride of the morning. So if you did one at rope drop, if you were lucky enough to get one on a fast pass and one to do in the evening, you would be able to get all three done. But it's just going to take some planning and detail, and again, choosing what rides work best for your family, what you're most interested in. Everything else in the park is on Tier 2 fast passes. So let's talk about that. All right, and we're coming out of Galaxy's Edge and into Toy Story Land, so I will show you Slinky Dog Dash up close. But everything else being on Tier 2 fast passes means every other ride or show in the park is on Tier 2, so those are much easier to get, and you can pick 2 of those. Now, if you say to yourself, well, I'm booking 30 days out and I couldn't get any of the Tier 1, can I just get 3 of the Tier 2? Yes, you can. I also find that it's easier maybe day of. People will drop fast passes, or sometimes the night before people will drop fast passes, so if you look through the app and kind of what I call babysit the app a little bit and sit there and refresh, you may get lucky and stuff may drop open. So that could be another way. But Alien Swirling Saucers here in Toy Story Land and Toy Story Midway Mania, which are the other 2 rides in Toy Story Land besides Slinky Dog, are both Tier 2. Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror are both Tier 2. Star Tours is Tier 2. And any of the shows are Tier 2. Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, Indiana Jones, Muppet Vision 3D, I think the Little Mermaid one, those are all on the Tier 2. So again, you'll just decide what's best for your family, what your interests are, and go with that. It is tough, like I said, right now with such popular rides being here. This park is absolutely packed in the mornings. Everyone's getting boarding groups for the Rise of Resistance and pretty much rope dropping either Slinky or Mickey and Minnie's Railway starting tomorrow, or Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. I can guarantee you that. So I do suggest that as an option. Get your boarding group, get in line for one of them. Hopefully if you're staying on property or you get lucky, you can get a fast pass for another, and then maybe doing that other one in the evening time. I'm gonna walk up here to Slinky Dog Dash just to check that height requirement for you, because I know I said 40 inches and I just wanna make sure that I'm right on that for our youngsters. Hey, it's actually a little less. It's actually 38 inches. Check out the little candy cane man there in green. He says 38 inches, so it's not so bad. So yeah, younger kids can ride this. It is a fun family coaster. It's very smooth. If you like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, this is even smoother than that. If you like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, I'd say this is similar to that. So that should help you in deciding this ride. But hopefully this gives you some ideas of how to best plan for your Hollywood Studios day on your trip. With Hollywood Studios being so popular right now, you may want to plan a second day or at least a half a day for Hollywood Studios, especially if you're coming in peak seasons like busy spring break, like Easter week spring break, or summertime right now. I would really plan ahead and maybe do another half a day at this park. Some people are not lucky enough to get a Rise of the Resistance boarding pass first thing in the morning. They're tapping the app and it's just not, they're not getting it. So again, they're going within a minute, the boarding passes. So you may have to plan to come an additional day in the morning and plan on getting that boarding pass. So just know flexibility at this park is gonna be a really good option as you plan your trip. The more flexible you can be with your Hollywood Studios day, I think the better when you plan and know, hey, we're not gonna know about a boarding pass until we arrive and that kind of thing. So, but I really hope that this gives you some good tips and hints on how to best plan for your Hollywood Studios day on your Walt Disney World trip. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed our video today on how to best plan your trip here at Disney's Hollywood Studios for 2020. I hope I gave you some good information. I hope you weren't confused by anything I said. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment below and I will definitely try to get back to you. If you liked today's video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video, which is usually once a week. Thanks for watching.